Hey everyone, welcome to episode 19 of 6 Minutes. As you can see, it's just me. I couldn't get Brant Parsons on to be the interviewee for this episode, which is focused on the Super 32 Florida Early Entry Tournament, which is this Saturday. But I was able to get the list of the those that are registered, and a couple things I'd probably touch on before we get started with this. One, it will kind of look like a PowerPoint presentation. I apologize. I thought that just talking to you with a bunch of names and information and everything else probably wasn't the way to go, especially without having another voice besides my own. The other thing is I am probably going to butcher some names, and I am so sorry about that. Yeah, there's just not really a whole lot of way around that. Yeah, let's touch a little bit on what's going to happen or what could happen this coming weekend down in Kissimmee. I think it's important to know that just like what happened in Georgia last weekend, you have people that register and then they're not there. So we can only go by the preview based upon those that have registered already. So so as we get started here, I'm going to share the screen and so here we go. I'm going to take myself off of this so you don't have to look at my ugly face any longer. And let's talk a little bit about the Super 32 down in Kissimmee. There are over 500 wrestlers that have registered, and not surprisingly, the majority of the wrestlers are from Florida. But we have wrestlers from all over the Southeast for the most part: Georgia, Alabama, North Carolina, Louisiana. I didn't see any South Carolina or Tennessee in there. I know of at least one wrestler from California, but I wasn't given that information in terms of what state they were from. So this is all on my own digging to try to find out. So I could have missed the state. If I did, I apologize. For the conversation today, I think it's really important to focus in on those that are ranked by Brant Parsons, OSWrestle. If you don't follow him on Twitter or on Instagram, he does a great job of covering the state of Florida. And you know, the rankings really kind of correlate, obviously, to past performance and past success. So I kind of focused in on that rather than doing a lot of digging on the their past achievements. According to what I could find, there are 155 wrestlers that are ranked in the top 10 in their class in Florida. And if you're not from Florida, which the majority of them are, or you are, that are wrestling, Florida has 3 classifications: 3A, 2A, and 1A. 1A being the smallest, 3A being the largest, and they kind of fall across the ranked wrestlers fall across that. There are 9 wrestlers that are registered that are ranked number 1 by Brant or OSWrestle. So if you look at the top there, Christian Guzman, who is ranked number 1 in 3A 106, is registered in the parentheses at 106. Tyler Perro is registered number 1 is registered at 113, but he is the number 1 wrestler in 2A 106. Aiden Poe is number 1 in 2A 113. Johnny Dobbs is number 1 at 1A 126. On down the line, we've got Cordell White, Christian Motor, Tyler Cabral, Josh Swan, and Tristan Middlebrook. Saw Christian Motor and Tristan Middlebrook up in the Georgia Super 32 qualifier this past weekend. Motor looked fantastic wrestling. I believe it was 145. It might have been 152. Hard to remember exactly what weight it was. He beats, I believe, Will Miller of Alabama in the finals. Will is I think a 2-time Alabama state champion. Middlebrook lost in the finals, I believe, to Carson Floyd for North Carolina at 220. The breakdown from that point forward, so we have 9 number ones, we have 16 that are ranked number 2, 17 that are ranked number 3, 20 that are ranked number 4, and 16 that are ranked number 5. So obviously the difference between 9, 16, 17, 20, 16, and the 155 are people or are wrestlers who are ranked 6 through 10. But you can see there's a lot of wrestlers ranked at the top by OSWrestle, and it should be a really good tournament. What weight class? Well, every weight class has at least 3 that are ranked in the top 3, except 195, 220, and 285. For example, 106, 113, and 145 have 5 wrestlers ranked in the top 3 in their classification in Florida. And that doesn't even count for those that are coming in from out of state who are very accomplished wrestlers themselves. So you add in some other names into that mix, and you have some really deep, good weight classes. There are 4 that are ranked in the top 3 at 132 and 170, and then there are 3 that are ranked in the top 3 in the other weight classes: 120, 126, 138, 152, 160, and 182. So let's talk a little bit about 106, because 106 has 5, obviously: Adrian Morales, Christian Guzman. Now, Morales is ranked number 2 in 3A at 113, but he's registered for this at 106. And I know there's a weight allowance, so I don't know if he'll be down to 106 for the season, but at the moment, he's ranked number 2 at 113. Tyler Washburn has had a fantastic summer. It'll be interesting to see how he wrestles and where he gets seated. And then beyond those 3, you have Trenton Dominguez, Nestor Echevarria. Sorry, Nestor, I'm probably slaughtered your name. And then you have other wrestlers like Gavin Nolan, Acevedo, so on and so forth, who are ranked, but they are ranked outside of that top 3. They're ranked number 4 through number 10 by OSWrestle. Throw in a California middle school hammer. I think he's still in middle school. He might be in high school now. Colin Guffey, who I've watched on Track Wrestling, and Georgia's Hunter McCullough, one of the, I think, 3 McCulloughs in South Georgia. And 106 is a good, tough, deep weight class. 113 features Cooper Haas, who's ranked number 2 at 120 in 3A. He is the defending 106-pound state champion in 3A. Tyler Perro is ranked number 1 in 106 at 1A. He is, I think he was 2nd last year. Nicholas Yancey, Aiden Poe, Danny Vargas from, I believe it's Tampa Jesuit. And then you look below that, you have even more wrestlers that are ranked number 4 through number 10 at 113. Throw in Ethan McCullough, another McCullough from Georgia, and Tyson Upchurch from Georgia, as well as some kids from North Carolina. And you have a very deep weight class at 113. 145 has actually 18 wrestlers that are ranked anywhere from 1 to 10. 5 are ranked 1 to 3, headlined obviously by Christian Motor, who I already talked about, Tyler Cabral, and Tyler, I'm sorry if I misspelled your name or mispronounced your name, Jake Cole, Kenneth DeFord, and Michael Shannon. So other weight classes, yeah, they might not be as deep as the 3 weight classes we just talked about, but there are some outstanding individuals in some other weight classes. If you look at 132, I believe both Jared Din and Alex Quoto, and again, Alex, I'm sorry if that's not how you say your last name, I believe they both won state titles last year in 3A. Jaden Tapia, Vincenzo Napolitana, that should make a very good weight class at 132. 138, you have 2 South Dade hammers, Nico and, or Neko, again, not 100% how to say it, Cordell White, Camden Harrison, Will Kennedy, who's from Lake Highland Prep, but they are not wrestling within the Florida High School Activities Association this year. So he is not ranked at 138, but I believe he would certainly be ranked. 152 actually features some really good group. It could be a really, really fun weight class to watch. Brendan Abden, Josh Pritz, Jeremy Paradise, who was second in Georgia, had a nice win last weekend over Jaden New, Thron Marino, and 152, as well as 170 with Swan Soto, who took second from Lake Gibson, wrestled up at the Georgia early entry tournament, took second up there. Arocha and Burgess make for 4 weight classes right there, in addition to the 3 we already talked about, who should be really quite good. So yeah, keep an eye on those. Obviously, there are other weight classes that should make some really good semifinals and finals. But those are some weight classes you might want to watch earlier. So let's see here. Okay, so we're now back. Very quickly to wrap this up. I wish I was going down to Kissimmee to be able to cover it this weekend. A lot of really good Florida wrestlers. Interested to see how the wrestlers from Georgia and North Carolina and the other states do with the Florida wrestlers. I know a lot of people are interested in getting back on the mat, and we saw a lot of that up in Georgia. Some really good wrestling pretty early in the season. So especially with being away from the mats for such a long time. But I anticipate it being a really good weekend of wrestling. Hopefully I'll be able to catch it on track. Sorry I won't be there to be able to take some pictures, but hope to see everybody the next weekend at the Grappler Fall Classic that will be in Myrtle Beach. I will be there, and I hopefully will have a preview that will drop Thursday, and I will be doing it with someone, not by myself. So everybody, best of luck and stay safe. Take care.